Hello, everybody, and welcome to this interview today. I'm really honored and pleased to be with some of my authors for the upcoming Strong and Free Volume 2 book. We are launching this book on Friday, the 16th of September, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's 16 stories of women who've all broken free from society's expectation, who are all strong and free, and who are all writing about it, sharing their stories and sharing their hearts with you. So this is a book not to be missed. But today I want to ask all of my authors here present today in the Zoom room what being strong and free actually means to them, because I think that's a question that a lot of the readers will be asking. So let's get started with Paro. Hello, Paro. How are you today?
Hi, Silke. I'm great. Lovely to see everyone.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the launch on Friday. So, so please introduce yourselves, who you are, what you do, and the one question, what does being strong and free mean to you?
Thank you very much, Silke. Yes, my name is Begum. I'm a serial entrepreneur and my passion to help women. So I'm a life and leadership coach, focused on confidence and especially helping women to regain their confidence and create the life they deserve. Great question. And I just want to say I'm thrilled to be part of this book project with amazing ladies. And I can't wait to read everyone's story. So, what strong and free means to me personally is being able to do whatever I like to do in life, and without being fearful or worrying about what other people would think of me, whether that's my family, my friends, my colleagues, or society as a whole. As a woman, yes, I had a lot of challenges in my life here and where I was born, and all that captured actually in my story about how I broke society's expectation to reach the level I am now. So that's my view of being strong. What is strong and free means being able to do whatever you like to do. Thank you, Silke.
Wonderful. And Paro's story is particularly powerful because it's all about enforced marriages in her own society, the Bangladeshi and Pakistani society. So that's a topic that is very important because, especially in the Western world, it's often ignored because it's a society that is not on our radar as much as it should be. And I really congratulate Paro on bringing up that topic and bringing it out in the open. That's something that must be discussed. Thank you, Paro.
Thank you.
So next up is Sharon. Please unmute yourself, Sharon.
Hi everybody, so I am Sharon Sammy. I'm a wife and mother of two beautiful earth angels here in the UK, and I basically empower ambitious corporate and business women who are looking for purpose and meaning in their lives to really unlock their financial potential by really energetically activating their true self-worth and inner confidence, so they can then build their most abundant legacy and just create and manifest their most fulfilling life by design. So strong and free. I'm so excited about the book launch, really excited. But strong and free to me, it means living in a world where you have an abundance of energy. You've balanced in all areas of your life, emotionally, mentally, physically, psychologically, spiritually, and just living life on your terms. And it's also about living life in alignment with your core values, mine of which is my family, financial freedom, and also my financial abundance, as well as other life values as well. But they're my top ones. But really, to be strong and free for me, it's about overcoming your personal limitations, those barriers, those concerns, those fears, even the limiting beliefs. And then, just like me, courageous and bold, I left the corporate banking world to then start my own business as a coach and as a mentor, and then working with women around the world. And to me, that was being strong and free, where we really go deep into the mindset and even the healing work. That's exactly what I did. And then at the end, you've got that sense of purpose, really living, life by passion, having that extreme self-motivation to then go out and, do the things that you want to do on your terms with complete conviction, having that self-worth, that self-love for yourself, skyrocketing your confidence, and then having that inner drive and that commitment to really living life on your terms, creating that time freedom, and then also building your most abundant legacy. So strong and free to me, it means all of that encompassed as a whole. So yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. And yeah, your story resonated with me a lot when I read through it, because I've been in the corporate world. I know what it's like to be under that pressure. And when I read the part about you even being denied those few minutes leave in the morning to take your kids to school, I mean, that just sums up the entire corporate sector in one sentence, really. So thank you for bringing that up. Another really important topic.
Thank you.
So next up, we have Olga. Hi, Olga.
Yes,
Please
hello.
tell us a bit about yourself.
Hello, yes, thank you very much. And I am really, really amazed to be here today and to be part of this book, because it was a long, cherished dream for me to be an author of a book, and especially in this topic that I am really excited to be presenting, because for me, Strong and Free is kind of an achievement, is kind of a victory that you have over the years over your own fears. It's not the victory over somebody else, but it's just inner ability to feel it inside, to be strong and free. When you are not believing in yourself in the beginning, to the point where you have the self-confidence so that you can even share it with the others. And as I understand, we are not taught in anywhere. We are not taught this at schools. We never learn it anyhow, but through our own experience. So now I think that once I have already been able to walk through all of this, difficulties that are described, and I think that it's worth sharing, and it's something that's worth reading, because I know many people here in my surroundings are asking me, so how did you do it? How did you become like who you are right now? And it means that it's possible to be done, and people who read it also can see that, yes, if she could do it, I will also do it myself, because I think I see that so many young women who are just struggling right now with this, expectations from their not only the society, but the families, but the some rituals, traditions which are put on them, and they're put in some kind of predetermination of them. And so I just wanted to show that it's possible to overcome it and to do it your own way. So that's what I wanted to share.
Well, thank you, Olga. And again, in your story, one part that really got me was when you were describing how you were struggling up this tower block with your stroller and the baby and the shopping, and just thinking like, is this that's all they're going to be to my life for the rest of my life? And I can so relate, because I have close ties, especially with your sort of culture. Again, the culture is completely different from here in the Western world, and I know that women in particular are expected to follow very traditional roles, and it's very, very hard to break free from that. So again, many, many thanks for bringing up a topic that is not necessarily on everyone's mind, but it's hugely important to a huge part of the world population. Thank you, Olga. So next up, we've got Anne.
Hello, it's Annie here.
Hi,
Annie
Anne.
Baxter from Australia. We're the first ones to launch, so I'm really excited about that. I'm a mindset and motherhood coach, and I help pregnant, anxious women. so that they can feel more calm and confident as they transition to motherhood and beyond. And it's great to be in the company of these lovely ladies and you, Silke, for the chat about this wonderful, strong and free book. And for me, feeling strong, first of all, is really about loving yourself and knowing who you are and saying yes to opportunities that come your way, even though they may feel scary or a little bit out of your comfort zone at times, but just really going for it and trusting in yourself. And free, as I think some of the ladies have mentioned before, to choose your own pathway in life, make your own decisions, and just create a great adventurous life for yourself, your way. Not let anyone dictating how you should live your life.
Beautiful. Thank you, Anne. And in your story, you bring up a very important topic as well. It's about grief and how you can deal with it, handle it. And I think you describe it beautifully. And the way you have coped with the grief in your life, it's most certainly a strong and free woman I see in front of me. And it's also a hugely important topic. Thank you, Anne.
Thanks, Silke.
So we've got Kim up next.
Hello, Silke. Thank you, everybody. Really privileged to be part of this book project that we've done, and excited because it's so close now to launch. So I am a physio, so a physical therapist, as well as an aromatherapist. So you could say I'm crossing over to entrepreneurial fields now with my project spanning over several different ideas at the same time. So it took me a while to understand what an entrepreneur is, and then I went back in time to university, and it kind of brought it home to me. Being an inventor, a creator of sorts, can be the same as an entrepreneur that turns it into a way of life and a way of living. So that was pretty powerful to find out the definition, so I knew how to handle it. I'm also a mum of 3 children, and I would say, in my own experience of being strong and free, it really is being in tune with your whole self. So, as was previously mentioned, your body, your mind, everything that is your core being needs to be on a vibrational level that is of self-love, but also a love of what you do, so that you can then share abundantly with others what you truly enjoy. So for me, that spent a lifetime, I suppose, gathering a series of maybe failed attempts at trying to do projects which I thought were what I was supposed to do, but naturally fell away to make way for my intended path, which I found later on. Now, you can call it divine intervention, a universal being of energy that sort of directed me somewhat, but I find when you're definitely facing challenging times, you then have this extra gear, this extra level, and to find another way through. And it's not until you have these experiences that you are unaware that you can actually change your outcome, instead of absorbing what's around you and the intended way of the way things should be. So for me, it's breaking down all those barriers, but also creating my own path. And it's not how my family would have intended. It's certainly not what a lot of men expect, and I work with a lot of men in what I do, but it's something that they've learned to love and appreciate. So for me, strong and free is exactly that: living life on your own terms, taking those opportunities, creating the type of life you would love to be in, rather than enduring a life that's been set upon you. So that's how I would go about explaining it as best way possible.
Well, thank you. You did a pretty good job at explaining it. So yeah, your story is all about resilience, and you give a brilliant insight into what it takes to build up that resilience so you can master life and, all the challenges that we all have in daily life. And it's a fascinating story, and once again, another important topic, because resilience is something we all need to get through life and to create the strong and free life that we all want. So thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
So next up we have Carol. I know you've got trouble with your camera, Carol, so let's try it on audio.
Hi, Silke. Hello, ladies. Yeah, I came out and back in again, but technology. Between no camera and a cold, I think I'll get through this. First of all, I want to thank Silke. Yeah, exactly. For putting this together. This is an amazing opportunity, and it's another week before we launch, and I'm just so excited. I've never been part of anything like this before. I come from a nursing background, so health and wellness has always been something that I've been extremely passionate about. And strong and free, I think that really, for myself, basis coming from being raised by a single mom. I have my mom raised 5 of us girls basically on her own. So she really instilled a lot of strength into us, and really, really being who we are and our true authentic selves. And then when we lost her also at a young age, then we were basically on our own, all 5 of us. So we had to really lean on each other for strength. But when we start going down our path, nursing was my path to begin with. And then when I had my son on my own, shift work wasn't really something that that fit into my schedule. So then, like a lot of you, I went into the corporate world and where you have a lot of your restrictions and that kind of thing and deadlines. And it was too much for me. I couldn't handle that. So then I had an opportunity to go into entrepreneurship, and that is something that has really, really given me the freedom. When you say strong and free, it's the strength to look at your future and take the path that you actually want to take, to be abundant, to just do what you really want to do, and then the freedom to do when you want to do it. So this is what I've chosen to do, and I've stuck to health and wellness. And now I'm able to help other people who are passionate about their health, who are passionate about the environment, and passionate about their wealth, basically, and going down our path that way. And it's a predominantly industry with women, so there's a lot of interaction and a lot of strength that we can draw from as women ourselves. So yeah, that's basically it. That's what I do now, and I'm passionate about it, and I'm excited. And I was able to start a nonprofit as well, and it also helps women. It helps women who are struggling with substance use. So again, it's this whole being able to support each other and giving each other the strength to move forward in this crazy world. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you. And your story is again another fascinating insight into your life and the way you became a strong woman. Like your title says, strong women are not simply born. And your whole description of the process that you went through your entire life to become stronger and stronger and stronger and build upon it is something that really inspired me as well, because we're not born just strong and free. We really do have to work at it sometimes, because it's not something that comes natural in society. So again, thank you for raising that topic, because that will be something very inspirational to many women, I'm sure.
Thanks.
So that sums up everybody, I think. So last but not least, I'll say a little bit about myself. So I'm Silke, the CEO of Inner Hippie Books, and I've put together this book, Strong and Free, because I'm absolutely passionate about empowering women. It's been something I've been passionate about since I'm about 16 years old, when I was basically told by my career advisors at school that I would not be allowed to go to sea to become a telecommunications officer because they don't want women on ships. Then afterwards, when I put in my other requests for pilot, they laughed in my face. And then I said, I want to be an archaeologist. Absolutely not. So, you know, one by one, all my dreams that I had as a kid, as a teenager, were dashed, basically with the one simple reply, oh, sorry, we don't want women in those jobs. So then they offered me a job at the bank, to which I laughed in their face. So I ended up actually backpacking through Europe, ended up in the UK, meeting my husband, and we hit the road as a rock and roll band for 20 years. So I guess quite an unusual background there, but that's where my passion comes from, about giving women a chance in this world, really. And when I look around, we still have a long way to go. I mean, we are a lot better than about 100 years ago. I mean, our grandmothers still really did have to burn their bras and chain themselves to police stations and do whatnot to get the rights that we have now. I mean, we're talking about times when women weren't even allowed to vote or to go to decent schools. But even though we have all these rights and things are getting better, there are still things like the pay gap. You know, women are still earning significantly less. When you look on the corporate boards in the whole world, it's a very small minority of CEOs or board members that are women. And that's just in the so-called developed Western world. When you start digging into other cultures and societies, especially in Asia, in like the areas around Russia and like the Baltics and wherever, you know, there is a lot of things still going on. They shouldn't be that way because women are still firmly placed in traditional roles that are very difficult to break out of. So yes, we definitely have a long way to go, and that's my passion in life, to spread the word about that. Women are just as good as everybody else on this planet. We should have equal rights. There shouldn't be any distinguishing feature between men, women, whatever color, creed. Everyone on this planet should be exactly equal, and that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to achieve it in this lifetime, but I would like to know that I was part of a movement that started it all to arrive at a future like that for our children and their children. So that's why I'm putting together these books. And my own story in the book, when you read it, you will find it's actually a little anecdote, a memoir from my teenage years, which is something I always do. When I work with women in my inner hippie club, I teach them how to connect back to their inner teenager, to find their joys and passions in life again. And that's just one exercise I always do, to make them remember one memorable day. So when they remember that day, when they were feeling particularly great, particularly strong, particularly on top of the world, it's that day they can tap into to find their inner teenager and their inner joy again. And yeah, in my story, you will be able to read that particular day, for me, my favorite day as a teenager. So yeah, I would like to thank all of you for being here today and giving an insight into Strong and Free Volume 2, which will be out this Friday, the 16th of September, and it will be available on Amazon or Amazon stores in the world. And in every time zone, the book will go live at 9 o'clock in the morning. So grab your copies. They are less than a cup of coffee. They are 99 US cents each. And all the proceeds go to the MicroLoan Foundation, which is a charity that enables women in the poorest parts of Africa to set up their own businesses to raise their family out of poverty. So again, it is tying in strongly with the idea of empowering women. So yeah, thank you once again, everybody, and hope to see you on Friday and buy the book.